We're here with Mr. Troy Lowman, the CEO and president of SNM Global Holdings, Inc., stock ticker Sierra Nevada, Michael Nevada, SNMN. Mr. Lowman has a diverse history and background in the securities industry. He's focused on being a stockbroker, a trader, and raising capital and exposure for emerging companies. In this interview, I'd like to cover his recent share reduction, both the authorized and float, wholly owned subsidiary pot company, both movies Potential and Money Fight, the Naughty Donuts franchise capabilities, and also touch upon the Paul Mitchell and revenue producing abilities, and full audits on all 7 companies. Welcome to Stock Traders Talk Radio, Mr. Lowman.
Hello, Peter. How are you this morning?
Oh, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us on our radio show. And let's just cut to the chase and get right into the action. Why don't you describe to our audience what your company does?
Okay, Peter. When I took over as CEO in 2015, what I wanted to make S&M Global was a diversified entertainment company that basically covered all aspects of the entertainment fields: movies, singers, restaurants, and any aspect of the entertainment business that I thought would be lucrative and exciting for our shareholders. When we started doing term sheets, we ended up with the 7 best possible companies to start off and did a Reg A Plus in May, a $12 million Reg A Plus to fund all our properties. We're very excited. We feel all 7 have upside potential that are going to be outstanding. And we are now in the process of actually acquiring them and getting them off the ground.
Oh, excellent. Sounds like you got a lot of irons in the fire there. That's great. Why don't we jump into where you guys got this idea from?
Well, the entertainment idea was mine. What I wanted to do is I wanted to do something where not only shareholders, but funders and retail people would feel excited. Now, I could have done medical supplies or IT concepts, but I felt the entertainment business, while you have to really watch what you get involved with, not only has the excitement factor, but the upside potential, if you get in on the ground floor, can really put you on the map if you do it right.
Sure. Regarding your business plan, what phase would you describe yourself at?
We're in the build-out phase right now, Peter. We have, for example, the movie Potential. We're in pre-production, looking to go to full production here by the end of the year. The marijuana company we have, Cannabis Business Solutions, we're building out the infrastructure. I sent a couple of my guys up to the World Cannabis Conference in Boston and earlier this month. They gained a lot of knowledge about the legalities of what we have to do, as well as making connections and possible acquisitions that we may do here over the next 60 days. So I would say that in all 7 of our companies, now that our Reg A is effective, we will start to fund that Reg A and fund our companies, and they will be in, like I say, the initial stages, the build-out stages to getting into full production.
Excellent. Now let's talk about your share structure. What is your current share structure?
Right now we have 1.1 billion shares, Peter. 132 million are restricted. That means they will not be in the market for quite some time. We also have 220 million that we are currently eliminating that we feel are invalid shares. So even though it's 1.1, the effective share structure on this is under 700 million. Peter, and the people who know about bulletin board stocks, that's almost unheard of for a sub penny to have that razor thin of a share structure. I owned a public relations firm in this sector, in this space for 14 years. And 2 things that I know are important is to have a tight share structure and also have revenue producing companies, as well as making sure that you expose what you're doing to the proper people who like these type of investments.
Now, a lot of these companies that aren't transparent like yours, they put a gag on the transfer agent, and they don't allow them to share that information with investors. Now, is it okay for investors to contact your transfer agent and inquire about the share structure?
Well, what we do, Peter, is this. I have thousands of shareholders. literally, if they all called every day, the transfer agent probably would run me through a rail. So what I do is on a regular basis, I will tweet out our share structure just to be transparent and show our shareholders exactly what we have in there, and that there hasn't been any massive dilution in the stock. It's very important to me that my shareholders have the knowledge and the transparency of what we're doing.
And that information is updated actively on OTC markets too, right?
Absolutely. And like I say, on all my social media pages.
Okay, super. Let's discuss your revenue streams.
Well, like I say, we're in the build-out phase, possible revenue streams. Now, the Paul Mitchell schools that we're buying the Rockville and Gaithersburg Paul Mitchell schools in Maryland. Right now, they do about $4.6 million in revenues as is. Now, we feel when we take over, we're doing a joint venture with the upper management to take over half the school. We're going to run all the books, and they're going to run the business. We feel once we take over, the upper management feels they can tweak the business to get anywhere from 20 to 40% increase in revenues right out of the gate. Like I say, it's federally funded, constant money flow to it, and we're going to expand the business significantly right away. Now, as far as some of the other revenues, the movies are make the movies, and then you try to sell the movies. The cannabis business solutions is probably what I'm the most optimistic about. I feel that with our infrastructure and some of our connections and some of the things that we have targeted, we feel the revenue stream will be immediate and have a very big impact on SNM over the next 6 months.
Awesome. Now, we've discussed a lot in our interview already. Why don't you just touch upon the highlights and what makes SNMN a good investment for potential investors?
Okay, Peter. When I was a broker, I was a stockbroker. I felt that an effective portfolio is something that was diversified and far-reaching. If you look at our 7 underlying companies, the movies, the pot company, Paul Mitchell, we have a music venue. We even have an entertainment division. We're not beholden to any one thing to make SNM. We have 7 opportunities, and any one of them could be a star, and we can have multiple stars at one time. So we're spread out, we're diversified, and like I say, I think that's the key to making money in anything you do in life. Diversify your situation, and then see what your strengths are and go with them. That's what we will be doing.
Awesome. Well, Mr. Lowman, I really appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to speak with our audience. We'd like to extend an open invitation to join us in the future, and we look forward to having you back on the show down the road.
Absolute pleasure, Peter, and talking to you and all your viewers.
Thanks again, and you're listening to another Stock Traders Talk exclusive CEO interview. That was Mr. Troy Lowman, CEO of SNMN Holdings.